In episode 51, so by now roughly 6 months ago, we worked on the last high-speed line. And that was also the last time that new high-speed lines and high-speed tracks were constructed. Back then we added the high-speed train from Warsaw to Lodz, and then we went on the normal tracks all the way to Berlin. After that, the speed of progress slowed down as I also played Nimby Rails way less than before that. And now, 6 months later, it is time to add a new high-speed line. And I also wanted to open up an entire new region with that. I haven't yet constructed the line itself, but you can see on the right side we have Lodz, and on the left side we have the junction. Until last episode, I ended it over here, and I continued laying down the new high-speed line that isn't yet constructed in real life, and we have made our way to Wrocław. I think in Polish, this time I did look it up. I can't get my head around how it's pronounced. Is it Wrocław? Like, I watched the videos. How do you pronounce it? I feel so stupid looking up a YouTube video on how to pronounce a city name, and I watched it and I still don't get it. But we are at Wrocław, and I already worked on the approaches. We have a beautiful 4-track mainline approach from one side. From the other side, it's more like a 2-track mainline and one for maybe cargo trains, but there's also cargo bypass in the southern part of the city. So maybe it's more like a 3-track line. I decided to go with 80-80-50 in speeds, so that all the trains would choose the upper 2 tracks. And when we have colliding trains, we can just move one of them down to the 50-kilometer line. I don't think that will happen, but then I can let it wait here. And then over here you see the first switch going up into the main line, and then back here it goes even further up the main line. So there's enough switches to go around everywhere and reach every destination. I of course also have done the signaling already. I used way more one-way signals to wrap my head around how the junction works. It's quite a big area that is basically set as one signaling block. So everything outside of that is of course unregulated. Already did the signals. I wanted to say more, but it's just a beautiful mess. And then we have the main station, we have the huge yard, and when I deactivate the existing railways overlay, you can already see it here. We have the 4-track approach splitting up, having a yard here in the middle. So I already know where I can potentially park trains and place the trains at night. And then up here, 1 and 3 track going into the station. So the approaches from one side will be very interesting, because if I keep the high-speed trains, for example, to the upper train, and I think the upper track, yes, it is the upper track that is arriving from the high-speed line, the high-speed trains can only turn around in these upper tracks if I keep them up there. But I think over here, for example, yeah, here we have tracks for the depot that would slow down the trains significantly, not magnificently. Well, my English gets worse every episode. Because you see 120 kilometers approaching into the junction, and the crossover from right to left is only 30 kilometers an hour. So if I want the high-speed trains to get to the lower part of the station, then I would need to slow them down. Maybe we have enough time for that, especially looking at the longest platform being the middle one. But yeah, that's the plan for now. And also, more of a general thing, I planned to work out all these lines that have the line is closed tag. Not all of them. Here, for example, from Krakow to Leipzig, I mean, it would be a good way going to Krakow, Katowice, Wrocław, Dresden, Leipzig. Would add another high-speed destination into Germany. But that's more for the far future. Also, Vienna main station, far future. I'm talking way too much, but yeah. Express trains to Katowice, Krakow, Wrocław, Bielsko-Biała, I believe, is also somewhere down here. Yeah, there it is. In the mountains, or close to the mountains down here. Also another high-speed train, and then we have Gliwice. I'm not sure if that's like the thing where the German name is Gleiwitz and somewhere up here in the German border. I could be absolutely wrong. But I think I have heard that name. And I think there's a German translation to it. So I believe it should be somewhere in the border region. I have no clue. But that's all for the future. Yes, I can delete that upper line. That's 2 lines for the same region route. But yeah, we have a lot of things to work with or to work through. So let's go, I'd say. And let's start with actually adding Verl station. And the very first challenge in building the station actually wasn't building it. It was more trying to find a way how to build it, because I tried to do the normal approach, set the trains to the main line, and then I decided, no, we do a little stop and then move it along these smaller gray lines, which are more, I don't want to say depot tracks, but it's definitely side tracks that won't see that much traffic in real life. I decided to start with the central track, so the very long platform in the middle, to get a base piece in, let's say it like that, where I then can later just do parallel tracks to it and move them out so that they have the right distance to the station itself. After getting the central platform done, it was time for the outer platforms, and it's an interesting setup. I will definitely have to check out how I can use it to the best advantages for the high-speed trains and also for the regional trains. I would definitely put the high-speed trains in the middle tracks and the outer tracks then for the regional trains, depending on which depot they need to go to. I think depot-wise we won't have any problems here. There's a huge depot I will show later again, and that's just massive depot. Enough space for all the trains. Quite happy with that. So let's talk a little bit about Verl station itself. The station itself is of course the largest and most important railway station in the city of Verl. It serves as a central hub for regional, national and of course international trains. We will see trains here to Berlin, to Leipzig, and I'm not sure if the one to Vienna goes through, but definitely at least 2 international connections to Germany. The station is located in the southern part of the city center, so quite central, as it says. And the station is of course one of the busiest in Poland and a key part of the country's railway network. And to get all the passengers from the city, it also has a tram network. Trams are one of my biggest enemies in Nimby Rails itself, so that will be quite some time until I add them. The station was originally opened in 1857 during the time when Verl was part of the Kingdom of Prussia, and we have another mention of Prussia. The city there was known as Breslau. It was designed by the German architect Wilhelm Grappo, who gave the building its characteristic neo-Gothic style inspired by English architecture. Over the decades, the station underwent multiple expansions and renovations to accommodate growing passenger traffic and technological changes in railway transport. 1857, the time of coal and steam, and nowadays we are far away from that, so that station definitely had to get through time. The last modernization of the station was in the preparations for the UEFA Euro Cup 2012, resulting in improved infrastructure, accessibility and aesthetics. And this is what the station itself looks like once we are done. And let's put the signals in. So all the signals like that, done. No one-way platform in use inside the station, all accessible from both directions into both directions. And for the main line, this is set up with signals, so quite a big block here again. Here also quite a big block again. We have the interesting layout with the 1 track out there and the other 3 tracks of the quad track main line down here. And I have already started work on the depot. That's what I meant in the time lapse. You can see the entire part down here. It's a massive depot, and I have already started slightly with it. So a few tracks. When I go back in the speed overlay, we have 4 120 tracks, and then here 5 depot tracks, 4 5 depot tracks, and then this massive thing in between. So setting up the depot here will be... Yes, I'm searching for words right now. Because it won't be fun, but it also Won't be that hard like in other places where you need to find space, but also maybe we will see quite a lot of trains here going south and into the region. So I don't know how many trains I need. I only know that we have a lot of depot tracks. And that is something good because I don't need to think about where to put the depot. I can just throw the trains in here. Then let's do the only thing that we have to do, and that is construction of the track itself. I will, especially in the area down here, just build everything, and then up here I want to split it because the other track will see construction when we have the regional trains there. I decided to not follow the entire layout, but jump into the main line a bit earlier on than the original plans do, because they seem to go all the way in here and then connect in. I don't want that, to be fair. I know why they do it. You can see it here. We have a double track and single track layout, so 3 tracks going into the junction. But out here you can see there's only one line on one of the tracks, and that's because this is single track in real life. I decided to double track it, make it a bit more accessible, and that should fix one of the bigger issues. Another issue is the junction that we are about to arrive at, approach this one. Let me disable the overview and let me enable the speed overlay. You can see both, so quad track 120 going in, and then it's only 3 tracks 120, and then it's only 2. So we have the 2 main lines into 1 main line here. So this could be a bottleneck for traffic, something I need to keep an eye out. So that fast, that entire blueprinted track can turn into being built. Around the station, okay, I created the entire station. I created a part of the yard. Maybe I will create a bit more areas of the yard later down the line, but I think these very long tracks out here fit quite well. So I want to park 1, 2, 3, 4 high-speed trains here. Maybe more than 4. Did I just count to 5? No, 4. Yeah, I want to park them all there, and then shorter trains can go into these tracks here because I don't think that they are long enough. Let me just check, for example, this one. Yeah, it's not long enough. It's 225 meters. I need 400. So let's go to the line. We want to go from Zachodnia to Wrocław. That's this one. We have 2 lines. We have the high-speed line. We have the slow-speed line. The slow-speed line will not lead through the high-speed tracks. I think that just makes sense. I don't know why I say it again. Let's zoom into Warsaw. It's a bit laggy. Then find a track we can turn around on. By now we have nearly all of the platforms in use. When I activate the overlay, you can see the platform 16 doesn't see any traffic. Everything else sees traffic. So let's check out platform number 7 and 8. 7 and 8. Yeah, 8 sees some traffic. So it has a train to Gdynia. It has a train to Gdansk. Another one to Gdansk, and then again to Gdynia, Gdansk. 3. Gdansk, Gdynia. So I could put into the slot here. So not 40 minutes after, but 10 minutes after. So arriving at 2 minutes after, departing at 10 minutes after, 8 minutes in the station on platform number 8 would work. That is already good news. Now the question is, platform 8 goes up. But then it doesn't continue to go up. That is indeed an issue. So maybe not. Maybe that's the reason why I don't have traffic on 8 yet. If I continue this switch, I could put it in there. So we will do that. Let me just disable that switch or remove that switch, put in tracks. reinstall the switches in here. Then construct that, construct this, and then push it in there. Adds of course another switch to the network, but when I now go to 8, and then we say we don't care about anything because there are no on the way stops, and we just do this and then this and that. Then of course it says it can't find the path there because it doesn't know where to go. And then let's zoom into Warschauer again. And that would work. So in and out. Yeah, I don't want to complain about that. And then we can just use the basic mode. I want to also make 100% sure we pass all these stations. And we go in basic mode down here. So on the same tracks like the other trains would, and then we pass out there, we go through here. Then I will just put in waypoints here just for myself. Then we go onto the main slow line. There of course it wants to turn around. I don't want it to turn around. So let's give it even... Did I just? Maybe. Why can't you find the way? Oh, that's why. I forgot to build a piece of track. Because it's never the game that is stupid, it's mostly those who try to set up the trains. Then we go in here, we go in here, and then we take the middle one. And I want to put it down onto platform number 9. At least yet. Or currently 9. And when we go in, we go through there. When we go out, we go down through there. The question now is, can I push it in here? Doesn't look good. When I put that in there, also doesn't look good. So it goes right through the middle here. Then down the switches. Onto the track. Yep, that looks good. So we have a new line. And I will skip the scheduling part with you. So, of course, the trains we want to use are these. I will, of course, just copy out the number. We want to set them onto the schedule. Train schedule there. So Hotnair to Wroclaw. We want to have 4 trains. And I did not name them ED. But this one can be number 28. This one can be number 29. This one can be 30. And then we of course also have 31. And then back to 29. I forgot to remove the E, the letter in front. And then we can go to schedules. I have prepared a total of 4 runs. I mean, of course, 4 trains, 4 hours of line duration equals 4 runs, 1 train per hour so far. And then go to lines, copy the line color, go to the line, paste line color in, go to passenger service, 4 hours line duration, 4 trains in total. First one already spawned in, quite fast. And then we go to Zachotnia and hope. Okay, maybe hoping is the wrong word here, but this one goes to not to the destination I'm hoping for. I mean, anyway, it's 30-ish around. So 40 minutes until the train arrives. I want to wait for that. And I... Don't tell me it's this one. Lodge, it's... Oh no. Yeah, that's what is not supposed to happen. It is stuck behind the Eurocity. And the issue with that is that the Eurocity will then block the platform. And when it blocks the platform, or goes to a different platform. Oh, yeah, that saves our life right now. So, Metropolitan Loco with icy wagons, the EU44 up there. And we have here the high-speed train on platform number 8 that we are looking at. We have another intercity there. Maybe I need to fix the stopping patterns one day and don't just let them go to the end of the platform. But it seems to work. This IC turning around quite fast is the one towards Lodge. And then let's go with our new train. It can leave the station without any issues. That is already good news. Then let's zoom out and we see the high-speed track in front has no traffic. So the gap is, I don't want to say perfect, but near perfect. And then all the way into Lodge. I mean, already 100 passengers, that's good. Goes down to 15 to Wroclaw, of course, because we don't have real destinations down there. It's only one destination. Then an IC is stuck somewhere, but I don't care about that. Then we meet another Intercity Express, also one from Wroclaw down there, yeah. Also that one without any traffic except the Eurocity in front. Maybe wait, can I fix that? So because down to Wroclaw we already see no issues at all. Now my question is the Eurocity. I believe we are on platform 1, yes. Now it departs a bit earlier, so you can see it here, it sits there. Departs, then the express comes in. And then waits a bit. Departs as well. What we could do is, you can see it here, it goes at 250. How fast is this one going? 180. So what we could do is we go to parallel track tour. We go to 200 kilometers an hour. And this, what I'm about to do, is basically cheating. I don't want to call it that. How long do we need it to be? Yeah, so here it already starts to slow down. And it's at 220. And then there, it's already... Yeah. We could just overdo it. That's one option. I definitely want to take it out from here. And then maybe have flying overtake all the way to here. Make it 1 meter offset. And then bring it back in like this. That's of course a lot of track and a lot of money spent just for this minor issue. Then we do all of this. We construct all of it. Then we go in here, place in a few one-way signals just for the decorative part. Then we place a signal there. We place a signal there. We place a balise behind it. Then we do the same down here, where it turns into 3 tracks. Put 2 balises in there. Put this one over there, and then we go to lines, to Eurocities. There is the one that we are already talking about. It has a waypoint, and the waypoint is somewhere inside Warsaw, so we can put in a new waypoint here. And it shouldn't change anything except the train despawning. And then we need to go to the German side of things. Go to the Eurocity, and then here's the same. And then I also just put the waypoint in there. Also, it changes absolutely nothing. And now it's of course a bit bad that we have so many trains waiting at signals. We have the same thing here. So 3-track corridor for an overtake for the Euro City. Now we have it here. We have a Polish Euro City followed by our express train from Wroclaw. And then it slows down a bit, it overtakes and goes back in front. It works perfectly. Then what do we have here? Oh, I know what we have here. A signal that I forgot. Now let's check out the switches in here. Do we have any more switches? We do have one going in here. Then I place this one there, this one there. That should fix that message of waiting at the signal. And that's it. We have a new high-speed line to Wroclaw. We also already have the first passengers. Oh, this one with 60 passengers. 36 currently sitting in the express train waiting to depart. 2 to Lodz, 36 to Warsaw of the 38 passengers by now. So Wroclaw, not a lot of passengers yet, but very soon that will change. And I'm very proud about it. So we are slowly starting into a new region. The network is starting to look a bit better. Still a lot of lines that I haven't yet scheduled and set up. And there's again a train sitting at a signal. What are you doing? Oh, it's because I am stupid. Let's put in signals there. Okay, a lot of issues around Lodz that I haven't really fixed yet. Yeah. But then the intercity arrives, departs, and is not waiting anywhere. So another issue fixed. Let's go. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next episode in the next week. And then it is time to continue work into the direction of Wroclaw, because there are more lines of this very long list here we have of lines that I want to work on. So see you in the next episode and have a beautiful time. Bye bye.